In the day's other news, Hurricane Ian is now the second deadliest storm to hit the U.S. mainland this century, behind Hurricane Katrina. The Associated Press reported at least 101 people have now died, including 92 in Florida. In the hardest hit areas, all that remains are piles of debris from destroyed homes and businesses. Some residents are still struggling to come to terms with their new reality.
I mean, I've been through storms since I was a kid, born and raised in Florida, Don and 16, all the big ones and everything. And I've seen devastation, but I've never seen it this widespread. Even with Charlie, it was probably a 20-mile wide swath. This is enormous.
About 99,000 customers in southwestern Florida are still without power, more than a week after Hurricane Ian made landfall in the state. The Uvalde School District has suspended its entire campus police force after intense criticism over their response to the gun massacre in May. The district requested more Texas state troopers stationed on campus and at extracurricular activities. 19 students and 2 teachers died when a gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary School. Russia pounded the Ukrainian-held southern city of Zaporizhzhia today with missiles and explosives from Iranian-made drones. Meanwhile, the death toll from yesterday's Russian strikes on apartment buildings in the city rose to 12 people. That follows a stark warning from President Biden that the world faces the highest risk of nuclear war in 60 years. At a Democratic fundraiser last night, he said, quote, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis." This year's Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to human rights activists from Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine. Jailed Belarusian activist Ales Bialyatsky shares the award with the Russian group Memorial and the Ukrainian organization the Center for Civil Liberties. A project coordinator for the Ukrainian group says it's a reminder that there is still much more work to be done.
We
didn't know about this. None of our staff did. I didn't know either. This was a shock for me. But I have to say that this prize gives us inspiration and an understanding that the direction of our work is important for building peace, democracy, and freedom in Ukraine.
The announcement is a strong rebuke of the Russian war in Ukraine. It follows a noble tradition of highlighting groups and activists working to prevent conflicts. And New York City Mayor Eric Adams has declared a state of emergency over the thousands of migrants being bused there from southern border states. The city expects to spend $1 billion by the end of the fiscal year to help new arrivals. It's also been a strain on the city's homeless shelter system as it struggles to take in asylum seekers.
We now have a situation where more people are arriving in New York City than we can immediately accommodate, including families with babies and young children. Although our compassion is limitless, our resources are not.
Adams called for state and federal financial aid, as well as a national plan to fairly distribute asylum seekers throughout the country. Still to come on the NewsHour, federal prosecutors weigh tax and gun charges against President Biden's son Hunter. David Brooks and Jonathan Capehart weigh in on the week's political headlines. We hear from the stars of the Broadway revival of Death of a Salesman, plus much more.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.